everyone, this is Darryl20 and welcome to episode 41 of Darryl20's Let's Play of ATM10. Today I'm playing with Endery stuff. Ender alternators, I guess. It's been a while since we played with extended crafting. I didn't even know this mod was in this version of Minecraft. I don't think I knew that, at least. So yeah, let's go pick a spot. Oh, hello, trader. What kind of junk do you have for me today? Nothing good. Bane of Arthropods 10. Who wants that? That's what I asked. Who wants Bane of Arthropods? Not me. Nobody wants that. Okay. Now that we've gotten rid of interlopers, let's go ahead and set this dude up. So I'm guessing... Oh, you do that, do you? Okay. I guess we could do one more, right? Could be cool. What do you make, 2 at a time? Is that how that works? Apparently. Okay. Well, whatever. So what did I want to make here? I wanted to make Certus, infinite Certus, never breaky, flawless, budding, yeah, that guy. Budding quartz geode with 4 Certus quartz dust. And this is just going to be, you know, 9 quartz with the sand in the thing. Right? So we're going to want sand, 1x, and then quartz times 9. And then you go in there, and then you go in there. And then you melt it up. And then you do that. And that should be cool. And then you guys can go back on, by the way, for my blaze rods needs in the future. Excellent. And then we just get some Certus quartz dust. Cool. And then if we decide in the future we need to auto-craft, like with this thing, we shall. Right? That shouldn't be hard to set up. Well, I don't actually know. I assume it's not hard to set up. I remember there used to be something for extended crafting that allowed you to auto-craft with these things. Yeah. This whole shenanigans. Remember all this stuff? Yeah, look, there's even like a pattern modifier for well, that's for extended AE, but still, there's things for extended crafting. So I guess we're gonna have singularities in our future, right? Looks like it. I've already got half of these. I'm thinking I'm fine. All right, let's, while we're waiting, get a growth accelerator. Thank you. And then you're going to chill here. No, not you. Every now and then. Thank you. You are going to chill there. And then you're going to rotate so that you face the same way. And then your settings menu will be like that. Cool. And then we'll set up a similar cable setup here, right? We'll do the same thing with you and the level emitter. And your Certus quartz threshold. How much do we currently have? 2,000-ish? Let's make it like 12,000. How's that sound? We could go 16,000. Is that cool for Certus quartz? And do below the limit, right? I just want to double check. Where does Certus... How much can we store in there? 18,000? That's pretty cool. So then if I do this, that should be good. Now remind me, where does this guy go? Let's do that. And that. And that. Nope. This. this. Certus quartz cluster. There we go. Sweet. Why do I feel like you're not quite as fast as some of the Geors? Right? I mean, you're not terrible. I just expected you to be a little quicker. Am I missing something? You know what's funny about these, by the way? They don't grow any other sides. Like, why is that? Like, why are there no buds on any of these? Is that, like, a virtue of, like, how the growth accelerators work? They prevent growth on the other sides while speeding up the growth on the one side? I don't know. So are we getting Certus quartz? We definitely are getting Certus quartz. So it's going. Maybe not quite as fast as I thought it might, because I really expected a little bit speedierness. Now there is... I mean, what we could do is, like, toss another one of these on here, but I kind of don't love that. But, like, we could probably make it happen. You know what I could do? Also, I'm curious. Do these guys share power left and right? They don't seem to, right? Because, like, this would be running if it did, right? But I'm curious now. If I do something like this and this, do you think that does a thing? Accelerator conflict. What? What? Accelerator conflict? Explain. What is that all about? Accelerator conflict? Excuse me, sir. I don't think so. I don't think so. I am appalled. What? Can you do that? Okay, that works though. That works though, right? It seems to. If I made you a little bit quicker. I could probably even tier upgrade you and throw efficiency on you. That might be cool. One moment, please. Please hold. What about does we have Fortune 5 on there, right? So like you can disenchant without destroying things, right? I hope. Pretty sure you did. 15 levels to extract that. Is Fortune 5 as good as we get on this pack? It is. Okay, that's fair. But Efficiency 5 is also the max? I guess so. Okay, that's fair. I don't love that the braking animation's a little bit broken, but oh well. In theory, that should clear itself up. Alright, that's better. That's definitely better. So you can't have two directionals, but you can have a directional and a boosted. Now, I think here's another question, actually. Is there only one side that you can connect onto? No. So can I get another boosted? I feel like that's a valid... I'm just... At this point, we're just curious how things work in this pack. So I would assume that I would need to do something like that. Oh, accelerator conflict. You know, it says accelerator conflict, but... Oh no, it says it, and it's true because this is still on, right? So it was still fast, it just wasn't as fast as with this. That's fair. So accelerator conflicts are you can have one of each type, but you can't have both, right? Wonder if that means I can put like a normal growth accelerator on that side. Right? Because, like, in theory... In theory, that's technically fine. Yeah? And if I needed any of these other guys to be this fast, I could absolutely do that. The same. Right? That's pretty good. I ain't complaining about that. And we got the fortune, we got the efficiency, and it's growing real fast. I think that's cool. Alright, so now if I wanted that quantum doohickey, how much... Yeah, we're like halfway there. So, like, I'm gonna say like 10 minutes? Probably-ish. So while we're waiting for that, should we get the other stuff that's required for the quantum doohickey? I'm gonna say yes. Is it advanced AE? Yes, that's what we need. So we need the quantum crafting unit, and then we're going to want, you know, some of these dudes, but I always forget what we want. I think technically we just need the core to start, and then we can add more, like, of these guys, right? This adds more co-processing threads, right? So we need at least the core. Quantum storages would be nice to haves, right? Because it increases like the size and the concurrent tasks and stuff. The data entangler is like the big booster, right? Accelerators give you more co-processors. Quantum multi-threader is a big booster on that. And then you have the multi-block structures, right? No empty spaces can be present inside. They must be filled with quantum crafting units for no additional benefits. So like we could start with like a nice simple 3x3x2-ish type structure. And that would probably be sufficient for like an initial go forwards type approach. Is that cool? I think that's cool. So if we wanted to do that, right, the only thing we would need to add here, is this what goes on the outer edge? Quantum structural glass. It's not just structural glass on the outside, is it? Is it all structural glass now? Is that how this works? I guess so. Okay. We should probably teach you how to make skystone while we're at it. Is it all structural glass now? Is that how it's always worked? I feel like that's not how it's always worked. I mean, I know Dyer's brain, but like still. So we're going to want a 3x3, right? So that would be 9 and then 18. And let's make it too tall. So that would be 8 more, right? So that would be 26. That should be doable. Okay, and then we're going to want quantum crafting units. So that we're going to want... so that's only going to be... That's going to be 3x3 on the outside. So that's really only going to be like 1x2 on the inside, right? Should we do 5x5 on the outside so it's 3x3 on the inside? I'm thinking, yeah. Let's do that. And what I'll do is I'll wait for some of this crafting to be done and the Certus quartz, and we'll come back once I have everything, and we'll put this together. Is that a plan? All right, be right back. Am I the only one who derives so much joy from watching, like, thousands of things get crafted automatically through AE? Like, sometimes it's just, like, popping open this thing and just watching it rip. It's super cool to see. Anyway, I'm kicking off the crafts for the 256K storage. I'm assuming that you're running again because I just used a bunch of Certus. But yeah, we totally got to a decent number of Certus, and now like we're letting this thing run again. So back again after crafts. All right, so I think we've now got the ability to make a quantum computer. You have to build it in pieces because it's by itself like over 64K. So either you make a 128K or you just, build the two 128s and you're good. So I'm assuming I could just like stick this guy in the middle of this thing. Now, why does this feel small to me? Because it's really hard to see inside this room. It's really hard to see inside this room. It's a very dark little area, I guess. I'm gonna put you like here for now, and then we're gonna have quantum computers all around you. Let me have 5 of you. Quantum computer accelerator, right? That could be cool. And then we're gonna want 6 more of these. Right? So is that like a valid structure? And why you look so weird? Device offline. I concur. Cables, please. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. Okay, cool. Is that cool? Oh, that's cool, right? Look at that. 48 coprocessors and 256 million of storage. So that means I should be able to disconnect all of this. Yes? Like that no longer needs to exist. Incorrect. Incorrect. Still need that connected. This can all go away. And in fact, what I should probably do is just have you go straight down. Like that. Is that cool? Much nicer. Much nicer. So now I should be able to kick off a 256K craft, no problem, right? And in theory, we've now got like 48 coprocessors, so we should be able to do like multiple crafts at once. So rather than one coprocessor for auto crafting, it's going to be like way cooler. While that's cooking, I should have no problem getting a circuit to demonstrate like how cool this can be, right? So like if we look at that circuit, look at all the crafting that's happening like all at once. That's way faster than last episode's circuit crafting, right? So that's awesome. And by throwing another 256 in here, I'll just replace one of the computer components that's like junky. Then we'll be able to like autocraft even more. So I'll come back again when that's like done-ish. All right, so now I feel like I've got an extra 256 in there, so we can just like break into this guy. It doesn't really matter where we put this thing. And that means we can now do 512 million storage. So we should be good on auto crafting for at least what I would call a little bit. Cool? All right, I like that a lot, actually. So where are we at with this whole digital circuitry world? And where do we want to be? So we've got quantum computing going. Apparently it did something in all the mode. Oh, there we go, Endercrafter. Cool, that was a thing. I'm gonna put all this junk away because I don't think I need much of that no more. Yep. I might want to hang on to my arrows. And then you guys, cool. And then how's my Certus doing? See, we use a lot of Certus for that, but it's okay. Like it's gonna regenerate pretty quickly. Very quickly. Shouldn't be long, actually. So, like, what's our tasks at this point? What do I want to do? What do I want to work on? What kind of stuff should we get into? What do you guys think? So we have, like, obviously lots of stuffs here to look at. There's all kinds of, you know, mod-specific quests and whatnot. I guess this also had an Endercrafter down here. That's cool. Alternator from Create-ish things. Where's, like, the ultimate is there currently a chapter for like the end gamey type stuff? Because we have chapter 3 all the modium, right? So do we have this, but that's for specifically modern industrialization, right? Like we still have to get through the digital age. So there's still 2 more ages to get through in modern industrialization, which is cool. And then we have like all the other mods, but I don't see like an actual chapter yet for like the ATM star, which I assume there is one, right? Yes, there is an ATM star. It is made with ultimate crafting, with a bunch of singularities and a bunch of other, all the Oblivion shard, like similar, but I'm guessing slightly different. This doesn't look quite the same. Ooh, large energy storage from Oratech. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna definitely be doing like all those different bits, right? So I'm debating if I want to like start considering that now or just keep having fun with modern industrialization, or what do I want to work on per se? Because we decently have like a good amount of power going on. You know what else I should check? Also, coal. We're down to 21,000 coal. Should we get a coal? Let's do that. That feels like a good task to do for the rest of this episode because we don't have a lot of time left here. Coal geor. I want to get a budding coal geor, which I assume is just, you know, 9 pieces of coal, right? So we can get a block of coal, and that's the same. And then we get a sand. Or, well, actually, no, it is going. I was going to say, like, what's taking so long? Let's go. Come on. Melt it down, would you? I want a coal geor and see if coal geor works in the steam generator doohickey. With the cooling and the let's going. Right? So if we did this, right, and then we would just need a spot for coal geor. So let's get a another one of those growth dudes. Let's get another level emitter. And then let's get some cables. And I'm going to do coal geor. Just because I know I'm like running out, and I don't want to run out of coal before I decide to solve this. Right? 1024 sound like a number? Sure. Less than cable u that show thing plus x, and then coal geor cluster. Right? And then I just need to stick this in a drawer somewhere. And then we're cool. Right? We're already at 128. Look at that. Cool. And how's the Certus coming along? Very nicely. So then my question is, does coal geor burn in this big old steam boiler setup that we set up here? We're gonna see. I'm going to say yes. Right? So then if I configure you to be set to 100, okay, and then let's just test this dude out. It is cool how quickly we generate those. I do like the Geors mod. That is a fun mod. We're almost at the 1024 number. I was going to edit it and be like, let's do less than 1024. But then I was like, nah, but also, we're almost there. Right? So in theory, this thing should stop going crazy now. In theory. You don't have any power, so why are you still running? That's an exceptional question. Like, not that I'm complaining, mind you. But, like, I set up a fun automation. I want it to behave itself. So why you suddenly... Oh, you know what I did? I know what I did. I forgot to actually put the toggle buses on there. For both of them, for that matter. Yeah, I forgot that that's actually a part of it. You need the toggle bus. There we go. That's better, right? And then we get our coal. And now it's running again. And now it's slow. Cool. Works for me. Alright, so then over here, you're no longer going to be that. You're going to be coal geor shards. Sweet. That works for me. Okay. And then the same deal for these guys, right? So you are burning coal. You should do geor. You're coal. You should do geor. Right? Just replace it all across the board. Why is there a creeper down here? Explain. Why are there creepers down here? Oh. Yeah, I guess that's a good reason. That creeper almost killed me, for the record. And that creeper dropped purple pickaxe, which is cool. But feral flare lantern, please. This is why I should keep F7 turned on. Dyer forgets that darkness exists, because he's got such beautiful night vision. Cool. So now you guys will eventually, you know, finish up burning whatever you're burning. Now, out of curiosity, I assume you can't do coal, right? I'm going to assume that that doesn't work. Right? Coke oven? For modern industrialization, your recipes are coal or... Oh yeah, you know what? Coal geor does seem to work. I do love my homing mag stuff. Okay, so coal geor does seem to work. So if I did this, and then did this, would that be all kinds of cool? Apparently, yes. Apparently, that's also a thing. Sweet. All right, I'll take that any day of the week. Anything else using coal over here? I don't think so, but I'm just going to leave it in case. But I think that'll significantly reduce the amount of coal usage we get, just in case there's things that don't auto-convert, right? Like, so far all these mods are perfectly happy to just be like, yeah, I'll burn geor just the same as I burn coal. In case that is not the case at some point in the future, like, we'll not waste coal, right? All right, I think that's probably a good wrapping up point. Let's wrap up here. We'll come back next episode, and then I'll start deciding what our next tasks are. More modern industrialization, start working on another mod, ATM stars. I don't know, we'll find out. For now, Adult20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. You know the deal. Take it easy.